What's up, guys? I'm Michael Bull. Go follow me on Instagram at mm101 to see some motivational videos. We are taking off a call right now, and it's been a mess. I just got out here. It's a mess.
Okay, I got gonna replace my Sideview mirror on the passenger side today. I've had taped together for some time, waiting for my part to come in. My wife tore it off the side of the car getting out of the garage the other day. Watched a few videos on it. Basically, hopefully, I just need my socket set, a pick or a small regular screwdriver. Replacement part just got in, the wiring harness, and a Makita in case I don't want to. Some of the bolts are a little longer to get out, so we'll see how it goes. I got my 2018 Tahoe LT, and I will walk you through step by step. First part is to take off. There's a couple little caps where bolts are underneath. There's one right here, and there's one behind the door lever, and there are bolts apparently down here. Yeah, here they are. That will need to get out, and I will join you in the next step. Okay, now the bolts are out. I use a 7mm wrench with extension on it, just for heads up. Out, and then there's 2 more down here, so there's a total of 5 bolts I took out. Now we're gonna pop out from the bottom up. The whole panel, once we pop it out from the tabs and we lift up, and I will show you that after I get it done. Alright, I popped out and lifted it up. Took a little doing on the bottom of it, but I got it. You can see the harness is in the back for electrical. For the door, gotta get this latch off here for the door. And then for the seatbelt electronics, and then for the rearview mirror itself. Actually, I'm gonna try something different than what the video shows. I'm not gonna take the door harness off and the seatbelt electronics. I'm just gonna pop off electronics from here. I'm gonna take off the molding around the top so I can get to this compartment here that is actually screwed in for the rear view mirror. So I might save myself a couple steps. We'll see how it goes without having to take off all the harnesses here. I think I can get to what I need, but more to come. Okay, there is a plastic clip here under the mirror. I'm going to use a screwdriver to pop out, and then this clip as well. And once I get those, then I can just pull the trim off and get to the hardware, the bolts that are holding the side view mirror on. Alright, there we go. That was not as hard as I thought. This one came with this piece here, came off on its own. I didn't have to unhook it with a screwdriver on the tab, but I did need to pop out this side and then just kind of work all the way around the window. So as you can see, there's a wiring coming through along with 3 bolts and nuts that come through the door, and we will unhook the electrical harness here, unbolt these nuts, or unnut the bolts, whatever, and then pull the mirror out. Alright, something I ran into that was a little confusing was trying to get this electrical harness undone. So there's a tab, if you twist it and come around here, there's this little tab right here that goes and pushes in and out, and that's the release button. Oh, you pull it in here, right here. See, look. Pull that in, and that's the release on it, and then you can pull it out from there. It took me a little bit to figure that out. But anyway, so then these little tabs that hold the harness into the door, you can just pull them out with a plier. Don't matter, because they have new tabs on the replacement part to stick in here, so it doesn't matter if you damage them or not. On.
I'm using a 10mm socket wrench to take out the 10mm pieces here. As you guys can see, we got the old one off. Let me tell you, that's not as easy as it looks. We got the new one here. Just know that if you are attempting this, you have to pull up because there's a clasp right here, or a little piece. Just been holding it in right here. So just make sure you go. This isn't the one that just broke, so you're gonna go pop out, or pop out.
All right, now we're gonna thread the piece, the harness, wiring harness through into the inside, and bolt this mirror back onto the car.
As you guys can see, we have gotten the mirror on. It looks so much better, although I was just thinking with glass, it looks a little slanted back, but it's fine. So we're gonna connect these two wires together in here. This is gonna go there in the door panel, because the door panel will run the electric through the car.
And then we gotta pop these tabs back into the slots in the car to get everything fit together.
This goes over here.
Okay, we got the trim back on. Had to push it and snap it a lot of different places here, and then it kind of snapped in around the inside edge.
Make sure you give
all the way
it
around.
a few taps.
And then this little foamy soft rubber seal you gotta pull out from beneath it in most places to get it to overlap the edge of the harder plastic
I
trim.
recommend a flathead screwdriver specifically to pull it out.
Yeah, just use something flat, like a flathead screwdriver, just pull it out. It's not a big deal. All right, now we're gonna
Put the door handle back on.
hook
and
up the rest. After you get this window trim out, slide it out, there's 5 metal clips underneath here. I took a few out already, but let's see if focus in here. They look like this. And there's a little tab in the back. You gotta push down with your screwdriver to release. And honestly, it doesn't come out super easy. You gotta wrestle with them a little bit, but they'll come out. Just push down that tab with your screwdriver, keep the pressure on and wrestle a little bit. They'll come out. Get all 5 out, because then we're gonna put them back up in these tabs here, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, and the clips are a little easier to put back on than they were to take off, but you just basically take them, slide them on here. So yeah, right there. Alright, just like that. Put all 5 of them on. And then once we get these clips on here, we're going to take the weather stripping that we took off of the door. Got mine up here. Going to have the felt side in towards the window. And we're going to reinstall it just like in this fashion here. And I'll show you how it turns out in a second. Alright, we are so close to being done here. So now we have to, we got the trim up here, back on the window, super easy, just slide over the groove with the felt side in, slips over the top of these little clips. And now we're going to, since we didn't take off these harnesses for the door and the seatbelt, we don't have to worry about that. But we're just gonna pop this little bugger out for the door lock, slide it through the hole up here, and then we're gonna put everything back onto the clips from the top down, and then push all the tabs in all the way around. And then screw back in these bolts through the 5 that we took out at the very beginning. And I'll show you where that ends up in a second. Okay, everything went back together pretty nicely. Got the everything snapped back in, locks in, all the caps, bolts in, screws in behind everything. One last little problem was this came in a chrome finish instead of the white color match, so luckily I was able, I believe, we'll see, salvage the paint match cap off my old mirror. It wasn't tore up, as I don't think I was missing a clip, maybe one, I don't know. So we'll try to pry this off and pop it back on, and that should be it. Alright, I think we're done. That snapped off pretty easily. Went back on, so now we have the white paint match cap to match the car, and it is finished. Way easier than I thought it just would be. I had probably an hour and 15 minutes of total labor time into this. The dealer was going to charge me, I think, probably $1,000 with the part and the labor, and I ended up doing it for $250 for the part only, and it took me about an hour and 10 minutes of labor. The part was aftermarket, but it fits perfectly. All the harnesses lined up. Got it from LKQ, and everything turned out great. So I am not an auto guy. I am primarily carpentry, woodworking, but had all the tools I needed and worked out really well. All right, hope this helped. Later.